Chapter 6, percents. The word percent, when we look at the word itself, percent, there's two parts, per and cent. Well, per we've seen before, haven't we? Per means divide, doesn't it? We have miles per hour that we've seen in rates and different things like that, but per means divide. And cent is the Latin word actually, and it means 100. So the word percent means divided by 100. And we have this symbol, which we've seen before, that is percent symbol, and that actually means divide by 100. Divided by 100. Well, we know a different way of saying divided by 100% would also then equal multiplying by 1 over 100. So we can replace a percent symbol with multiplying by 1 over 100 or dividing by 100. We know that to be the same thing. So if we have something, say, let's look at 87%. So if I have 87%, well, that would be the same. If I remove the percent symbol, that would be the same as equal to 87 divided by 100. We know 87 divided by 100 is the same thing as 87 multiplied by 1 over 100, which of course is the same thing as 87 hundredths. And we know 87 hundredths is also this way, 87 hundredths, or 0.87. So effectively, what we have done by removing the percent sign is to move our decimal 2 places to the left. Again, that's division by 100, and it shows us that we move the decimal place 2 places to the left. Move the decimal 2 places to the left, because we're dividing by 100, and 100 has 2 zeros, so 2 places to the left, because it's getting smaller and we're dividing. And so again, this is an equivalency, meaning that our 87% is equal to 87% equals 0.87 or 87 hundredths. Those are the same thing. All right, what about the other way? What if I have 0.08 and I want to know what is this as a percentage, written with a percent? So this is 0.08, and we're going to multiply that by 100%. Now 100, we said, we know 100 is just 100, and then the percent we said was divided by 100. So 100 divided by 100, 100 divided by 100 is, of course, just equal to 1. So now we can multiply this out. We have 0.08 multiplied by 100, and then the percent. So we know that when we multiply by 100, there's 2 zeros here. We know we're going to move our decimal place 2 to the right. So this becomes, instead of 0.08, it becomes 8, and don't forget your percent or it isn't correct. 8%. So when we multiplied this, we 0.08 times 100%, we get 8%, and we know we have this equivalency. 0.08 equals 8%. So effectively here, when we go from a decimal to a percentage, we move the decimal 2 places to the right. We move 2 places because it's 100, and again we have 2 zeros, so we know 2 places. And to the right, because we are multiplying by 100 instead of dividing by 100, move 2 places to the right, but don't forget to add that percent sign, because otherwise we don't have an equivalency. 0.08 is not the same thing as 8. It is the same thing as 8%. Okay. So let's look at some more examples here. the page and then I'll come back. Okay, so what we're going to say here, write as a decimal. Write the following as a decimal. Okay, so we have 39%. So 39%, this is the same as 39 100ths. We remove the percent sign and we divide by 100. 39 hundredths, this would equal 39 hundredths. Effectively moving the decimal place 2 places to the left. What about 1%? Okay, same thing, 1 over 100 or 100th, 0.01. 207%, well, that would equal 207 over 100, and we can see, we remove the percent and divide by per 100, we can see that this is a improper fraction. We know this would be 2 7/100. So there are our writing them as a decimal. What happens if we have a decimal already in our percent? Same thing. We write this as 11.2 hundredths. Now that's a little confusing to us. If we want to remember, we can move the decimal by multiplying by 10 over 10. That eliminates our decimal, so we have 112 over 1,000. All right, so that we know to be 0.112. 112 thousandths. Effectively moving the decimal place 2 places to the left. 142.5%. Well, this would be 142.5 over 100. We want to eliminate the decimal in our fraction by multiplying by a special 1 that gets rid of that decimal. We have 1,425 over 1,000. And again, we know that would be just 1, because this is an improper fraction. We know that it's more than 1. 1.425. That's what it would be as a decimal. All right, what if I have a mixed number as a percentage? 6.25%. What would that be as a decimal? Well, the first thing we want to do is change our percent to a decimal. We know that a quarter is 0.25, so this is the same as 6.25%. And again, we remove the percent sign, 6.25 over 100, because the per 100, and then we can see we multiply both by 100 over 100 to eliminate the decimal in our numerator, 100 over 100, and that gives me 625 over, we have 4 zeros now, 100 times 100 is 10,000, so this is 0.0625, or 625 10,000ths. That's what 6.5% would be. And effectively, again, my decimal place was here. I'm moving it 2 to the left. All right, let's try one more. 5 3/8%. We have to first of all convert 3/8 into a decimal equivalent. We can divide 3 by 8. Add our 0 there. 8 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. We subtract. We get 6. We bring down another 0. 60. 8 goes into 60 7 times. That's 56. We subtract. We get 4. Bring down another 0. 40. And it goes 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract and we get 0. So 0.375 is the decimal equivalent of 3/8, 5.375%, and this would be We can remove the percent by putting this over 100, 375 over 100. We want to get rid of the decimal in the numerator, and so we will multiply the numerator and the denominator by 1,000. We get 5,375 over, we're going to need 5 zeros, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 100,000, which gives us 0.05375, or 5,375 hundred thousandths. Again, we move the decimal, or we move the percent and percent sign, and we move the decimal 2 places. Both of those together are equivalent actions. So we can look at writing a repeating decimal. We'll do one more example here. What if we have 6 and a third percent? Well, that is the same as 6.3 repeating. We know that percent. We're going to write that over 6.3 repeating over 100. When we remove the percent, we divide by 100, and that is going to effectively give us 0.063 repeating. And the repeating, of course, just goes over the 3. We want to make sure it's clear that we're not getting it over the 6 there. And that would be our decimal equivalent. 6 and a third percent is the equivalent of 0.063 repeating.